Greed, global truth.
Attention. If you or your children have been the victims of the transatlantic slave holocaust, community disunity, and image destruction, you may be entitled to spiritual reparations. If you fit any of these characteristics, call on Yah right now to see if you qualify for reparations. The door for repentance may close in less than 30 days. Don't wait, or you and your children could forever lose your right to salvation. Call Yahuwah now. YAHUAH. YAHUAH. Call Yahuwah now.
I mean, it's free to call Yah. Free of charge. Peace and blessings, everybody. B Winnings in the building. Spring of Water. Dre Ocho. Hey, Camo 4 times. Limited Tag is in the building. JP, Jamie Rios. Who's that girl? T Moonshine, Calvin. Yeah. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Welcome to another broadcast. Today, I want to talk about the pending economic collapse. I want to talk about the fall of Babylon. And I want to also discuss how we're preparing for it, how we are preparing for this collapse. And a lot of you all are going to get a great insight on how we do our work on this side and what it is we're doing. And you're gonna understand that this is not just about problems. This is not your run-of-the-mill sensationalized platform. No. I'm gonna talk about how we're preparing, and people are gonna get a choice today to link in, plug in, and be a part of what's being built. Yo, G Dollar, I see you with the $50 contribution. Highly appreciate the support. Says peace and blessings. I appreciate it, man. And a lot of individuals get to see what we all about. Because listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to prepare. The time is now. The time is now. There's a lot going off and going on in the United States of America. Matter of fact, there's a lot going on globally, worldwide, and a whole lot of countries right now. They have literally replaced funeral homes with crematories. So we already know the death tolls are rising. Judgment is on the face of this planet. People seem to just be dropping like flies right now. Jacqueline, thank you for the $20 super sticker. Highly appreciate it. Thank you for the support. Yeah, the world is getting frantic, and we should be preparing. The Most High God commanded us to prepare for what's coming, but a lot of people don't know how to prepare. A lot of people don't understand what's going on. All they see is what's happening, but they're not digging beneath the surface. Today, you're going to get a greater understanding on what the Most High God has prepared us to do. Towards the end of the broadcast, I'm going to be bringing a special guest on. Brother Yawatazah from Hebrew Planet is going to be here in the building. And we're going to be discussing some things. And we're going to talk about how the United Nation of Israel, how we've basically been preparing for what's to come. Why the love note system has been so important, and how it has really played a role in our preparation, because we are preparing. We're doing what the Most High God told us to do, because it's coming. It's coming, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, you seeing people getting strokes and heart attacks all over the place. There seems to be some type of hybrid demonic parasite that is really taking the people out left and right. Now, I'm not going to be the one to tell you how it got there. That's up for your interpretation. You figure it out. All of these massive blood clots that are being pulled out of people, all these nurses going on strikes, all these things taking place, you figure it out. And don't put no keywords in my chat. I'm not asking you to guess. Matter of fact, I'm a block. I'm a put you on timeout or block you if you use anything key. right? But we just know the hammer hit the nail. So it's something that a lot of us knew it was coming. But what a lot of people didn't realize, in the midst of the virus that was floating around, there was a huge, yeah, somebody said people's channels getting deleted for speaking on. Don't do me dirty like that, y'all. Because I will block you in a heartbeat. Moderators, I hope you on point in here. Yes. But let's just put it this way. During the whole virus, there was a huge transfer of wealth that took place in order to put a certain system in place. We're talking about digital currency. We're talking about the mark of the beast. We're talking about everything that they're rolling out. It is coming. And the collapse of the dollar is coming. And when it comes, a lot of people are not prepared for what is to take place. A lot of people are going to be forced to serve Satan. A lot of people are going to be forced to be subservient to the devil. A lot of people are going to bow down to the man of sin. A lot of people are going to bow to the nation. A lot of people are going to become slaves. I'm just telling you the absolute truth. And the reason why is because people are not preparing. Now, I'm not going to offer you problems and tell you what's going on without solutions. We are in the works of working some things out, because that's what the Hebrews are commanded to do, lead. And that's what we're going to be doing. I want to go to a source. I want to go to a source of this Edomite man, or this Caucasian brother. He's speaking about when the money falls. Now, everything he's about to say is just the truth. But the average Joe would hear this and they would just get fearful. They wouldn't take the proper steps in order to get ready for this. But I'm going to go ahead and play what he has to say, and I'm going to chime in using scripture just to validate what the brother is saying to be true, even though it's tough for a lot of people to digest, but it's just the truth. All right, let's continue. All right.
You are not prepared for the money to collapse. It has nothing to do about the money collapsing. The money is only one part of the problem. When the money collapses and people have no food or no gas or no nothing, they're going nuts. They're going to start going crazy, and they're going to kill people. They're going to beat people up for a loaf of bread. I mean, seriously hurt people.
Hey, the scriptures actually validate what he's saying. The scriptures tell us that there will be home break-ins. There will be people spoiling people's goods, breaking into homes. There will be people killing people because, and the scriptures literally say, because of the lack of bread. Because the lack of sustenance, people are going to go crazy. There's a reason why they keep making these purge movies. There's a reason why they're putting it in your face. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Some of your civil liberties are going to be stripped, but there's ways to prepare for all of this, and there's ways to survive all of this, but it's coming, right?
Rapes are going to be up. Everything is going to be up. The worst things that you can imagine are going to happen because people are hungry. They show you on these things all the time on TV, but you don't want to listen, and you don't want to think that, oh, that's ever going to happen here. Sure it is. Look at these countries that have already failed their money, like Venezuela, one of the top 10 countries in the world, went bankrupt and failed their money. And look how much violence they had.
And as you can see, America is printing the money out like it's monopoly paper. I mean, we're gonna be billions of dollars in debt, the way it looks like, if not already there. We're already there pretty much. And they're still just printing it out, but they're not taking the time to give the children of Israel what they deserve. That's why it's gonna continue to fall out of control. What you got to understand is they owe our people around $25 trillion. They owe us around $25 trillion because of this free slave labor in the building of their country. And until they give just due in recompense to the people who built their country up, yeah, they $3 trillion in debt right now. Where they owe us around $25 trillion. A lot of y'all can't even wrap your minds around $25 trillion. But until they give us what they're supposed to give us, this land is going to continue to sprawl out of control. But God's chosen and elected, we're going to be preserved through all of this as long as we're obedient to his commandments, as long as we're obedient to what he told us to do in this time, as long as we start to become agricultural, as long as we start to plug in with the like-minded, as long as we start to invest in our interests, as long as we start to support one another, love one another, as long as we start to listen to when the Most High is warning us, we're going to be secure through all of this because they owe us. So I'm not teaching nobody to flee America, leave America. No. The Most High God is going to make a way, and we're going to discuss some of the ways that he's actually creating, some of the avenues he's creating for his people. Jonah Sprue, thank you for the $10 contributions. He says, I'm plugged in, brother New. Got my love notes and getting more. Peace and blessings, everyone. Nothing to fear, but it is time to prepare. Much love, Janae. Thank you so much, Janae. I appreciate it. And yes, get your love notes. Get your love notes. Get plugged in, because the love note system is actually putting you in a central hub where if there's an emergency in your respective area, we're able to reach out to you. We know that you family. We got you plugged in. We can hit you up. Hey, are you okay? Do you need a place to go? Are you, things like that? Do you need medical supplies? Things like that. If you plugged in with the Love Note system, not only are you getting discounts off of things that you're shopping for within our network, but you also are literally plugged in with the people who can lend you a helping hand in case of an emergency. So get yourself a love note at newbreed.love. Allow me to continue here.
Look at some of the other South American nations and countries that have went into bankruptcy and their money collapsed. Look at the violence. It's going to happen, folks.
It's already happening, technically. When you go into the inner cities, when you go into the streets, man, the violence is at an uptick. And what we got to realize is, man, there's cities, there's neighborhoods within the United States that are worse than third world countries. I'm talking about worse than third world countries. I mean, you would be surprised at the conditions some of our people are living in. Somebody said, do we got to teach basic crypto? ? That's not what the Most High God told us to do to prepare. He didn't tell us. We're going to get into that. We're going to get in what we're supposed to do, but that's not what we commanded to do. A lot of people are trying to preserve themselves on a financial level, not realizing that all of this stuff is going to crash, and it's getting to the point where we're just going to have to become self-sufficient. That's the game right there, becoming self-sufficient altogether. A lot of people want to preserve what they're setting up. Try to get involved in what they're doing. It's not going to work. Yep. Self-sufficiency is the name of the game, which we're going to talk a little bit about that. And we've been speaking on this for a number of years now, but we're going to get into some of the details today. T. Raw, thank you for the $10 contribution. Highly appreciated. And what we got to understand is what the brother is saying is correct. Matthew 24:37 reads, but as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in to marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and he knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. So what that's telling us is In the days of Noah, people were living their lives as if nothing was going to happen. People was partying, they was giving into fornication, they was living their quote unquote best life. Everybody was doing what they were doing until that water started coming, until that rain started coming. That's what we got going on right now. Everybody just never listen. Everybody, yeah, sexing will be marrying, pretty much. Giving into being unlawfully wedded. That's what it's talking about. Just people just having free for all, just giving their bodies. And you see that's what's going on right now. People ignore the signs of the times. Right now, that's what's going on. But you got select few people that the Most High put in place to make sure the remnant are secure, right? But that's what's going on. We got to wake up out our slumber. We got to wake up out our sleep, man. You got to wake up. It's there. They're using all kind of bread and circus. They're using all the temptations in the world. They're using everything to keep you lost in sleep so you don't start to prepare for what's taking place. But we blowing the trumpet.
This is where you should have had faith already. This tells you everything that's getting ready to happen.
It does. These scriptures tell you exactly everything that's going to happen, man. I'm telling you. You remember what them scriptures told us. And we're going to go to Revelations. Because, hold on. Yeah, we're going to go to Revelations. What scripture is this I'm looking for? It's one scripture in particular we really got to pay attention to. When we talk about, oh, well, let's save that. Let me bookmark that right there because I got another source I want to go to. I'm going to show y'all something. But the scriptures tell us that we are supposed to be agricultural people, and we know the times are coming where we got to do so. But let's bookmark that. Let me continue.
But they've convinced you that it's not for you to read and you shouldn't read it. And that's the furthest thing from them. That's part of the deception, to get you to not know what's coming at you. Do you not understand? The money collapse is only one thing, and it's not going to affect the elites. They've already converted their money to the new money, to the rainbow money from other nations like Ukraine, where they're filtering all this money. And trust me, they've got all sorts of accounts where the money's already been filtered back to them in the new rainbow currency.
Right. That's what a lot of people don't understand. It's not about money with the elite. They have the resources. They have everything. They're not worried about the money. The money means nothing. Once they could get the people to put all their faith and trust in their economic system, then the battle is won. But listen, that money ain't saving them. What they got going on ain't saving them as well. Yeah, they make the money. It's nothing to them, right? It's nothing to them. They got us going to war. They got the slaves fighting, tearing each other up, crabs in the bucket for money. These people don't think like that. Let's get it.
That'll be worth the same dollar there. That'll be worth here when ours come out.
Right. And let me make this clear as well. When this dollar collapses and chaos breaks free, that's exactly what they're looking for to bring in martial law. Martial law is coming to a lot of major cities. Matter of fact, I just seen on News 26, Houston, they cover a lot of news going on and all over the nation. I just seen that Arkansas is in a state of emergency, that they got curfews. Martial law is coming to a lot of places, and you know what them scriptures say about martial law. It's coming too, ladies and gentlemen. It says in Luke 21:20, and when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation therefore is nigh. When you start seeing our people in the inner cities compassed with armies, you already know. Luke 21:21. It says, then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let them not that are in the countries enter thereunto. So, when you see Jerusalem compassed with armies, when you see our people compassed, and they're watching our neighborhoods, and there's a heightened sense of police presence, and you got these people making mechanic police dogs, and all of these type of things. You got to ask yourself, what are they preparing for? What are they preparing for? And while they're doing these things, we're supposed to actually leave. When you persecuted in one place, it says flee unto the next. So there's going to have to be a level of open-mindedness through all of this. Some of y'all have been born into certain cities and you live there your entire lives. You're going to have to learn how to move. You're going to have to learn how to put trust in the Most High. You're going to have to learn how to plug in with the right people. You're going to have to learn how to travel more. You're going to have a broadened perspective on life. That's what you're going to have to do. Michelle says she noticed that in her community as well, a heightened police presence. Yep. So when you see these things taking place, you got to be ready. You got to be ready to make moves. You got to be ready to be willing to trust the Creator, right? Yep. Somebody said Daniel 12:11. Put that in the chat. The actual scripture. Let's continue.
The money will be worth the same worldwide. And then it's going to go to digital. But during this time, when this money collapses, understand that all these foreign troops that are here in America, they're going to surround these cities and they're going to cause accidents on all the highways.
Did you hear what he just said? He's talking about the cities being compassed with armies, as the scriptures told you. You don't want to, let me put it this way. You don't want to sit around and wait for that. You don't want to sit around and wait until the city is compassed with armies, because it's coming. And 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be able to get in your car and just drive to the next city. Remember, the scripture says a man would desire to go to one town and could not go. Literally, you would not be able to travel from one city to the next. That's what's going to come as the dollar continue to collapse and they continue to print this money off like it ain't nothing. That's what's coming. Yeah, it's going to be troops everywhere. And then when you look up and be like, damn, it's really happening. It's going to become normal, though. Let's make it clear. It's going to become normal to see U.S. tanks, to see military personnel just walking the streets. You're going to get used to it. It's going to get normal to see foreign troops, NATO, and all these individuals walking around. It's going to be one of those things that's normal to y'all, because it's going to be happening for a while, right? Somebody said move out of America. Nope, that's not the option that a lot of people have. There are other ways. And this is going on globally as well. It's not just happening in America. This is a new world order. This is not a new American order. This is a new world order. So you got to get prepared. Now let's go.
They're going to blow up bridges. They're going to block things that you cannot run away from the city. And you can't get into the city because they want people to fight and kill each other.
Mm-hmm.
Because then when they go in to take control, it'll be a whole lot easier. And many of you don't want to take the mark and are Christians. You're going into the death camps.
I remember talking to an Australian diplomat at one point about this break between the U.S. and China.
And this is just prophecy. This is how they're setting it up. But it doesn't have to be this way. You don't have to be negligent. This will be global. You don't have to be negligent. Listen, the Most High God is working in the midst of all of this. His people will be preserved, but it's going to take obedience. It's going to take obedience. It's going to take discipline. It's going to take being prepared. And the scriptures tell us about the mark of the beast. Revelations 13 and 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So what the man just said about the death camps is actually true. All right. Because if you're not going to bow down to the image of the beast, if you're in the wrong circumstance, the wrong place, the wrong time, it will cause a lot of people to be killed. There's a reason why the Georgia Guidestones talked about depopulation. There's a reason why, a few years ago, you seen all of these huge coffins that can house 5 people all across Georgia. I'm talking about huge coffins. There's a reason why funeral homes are getting turned into crematories. There's a reason for all of this. So don't get it twisted. It sounds horrible. It sounds terrifying only if you ain't got faith. It only sounds terrifying if you don't have faith in the Most High and you're not in right standings and you're not trying to prepare for what's to come. Tracy George, thank you for the 10. It's highly appreciated. But the man ain't lying. It's scriptural. It goes on to say in this scripture, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, and that no man might buy or sell, say if he had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of the name. Now, when it says he causeth all, small and great, free and bond, rich and poor, it's not talking about literally everyone. It's not going to cause everyone to get it. It's talking about people from all walks of life. Whether you free, whether you in prison, whether you rich, whether you poor, whether you successful, unsuccessful, doesn't matter. He'll cause all people. Notice the word is cause, not force, but cause. So a lot of people are willingly going to do this so they don't lose certain things because they wasn't prepared, because the system is their daddy, right? Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, say if he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of the name. So that's the goal, is that you won't be able to buy or sell. Notice he used the word might, that no man might buy or sell, that no man might buy or sell. So this is a process in which they're trying to work it out so they can make a system so you won't be able to buy or sell unless you have this mark. That's not to say that people won't have trading systems. That's not to say people won't have barter systems. That's not to say that there won't be communities within communities, a nation within a nation. It's not to say that. It's to say this is the enemy's goal right here, right? Allow us to continue. And then it goes on to say, here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. When it says there's a number of a man, humans have 6 electrons, 6 neutrons, 6 protons. So when it says a number of a man, it's talking about the neutrons, the protons, and the electrons. That's the number of a man, right? Because that's naturally what we have. That's why it says the number of a man, right? Also, it goes on to say, what is that number? What is that number? For it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Now you got the 6G rolling out. Now they trying to roll out 6G, right? And they want humans to be the actual antenna for the 6G. What they're telling you is they're trying to actually roll out the mark of the beast as we speak. Yep. Somebody said, yeah, man, I know a lot of people haven't heard the book of Revelations, the mark of the beast broken down that way, but this is what it is, right? Now, let's get more into this. Let's dig beneath the surface.
And said, both sides are going to say, whose team are you on? And he said, our job is to make sure the question never arises. But the question has arisen. And so I think we have to go deeper. And it's not about the US versus China. It's about what underpins a world order is always the financial system. I was very privileged. My father was an advisor to Nixon when they came off the gold standard in 71. And so I was brought up with a kind of inside view of how very important the financial structure is to absolutely everything else. And what we're seeing in the world today, I think, is we are on the brink of a dramatic change where we are about to, and I'll say this boldly, we're about to abandon the traditional system of money and accounting and introduce a new one.
And this is at the Global World Summit 2022. All right. And they're discussing a new financial system that's being put in place.
And the new one, the new accounting is what we call blockchain. It means digital. It means having a almost perfect record of every single transaction that happens in the economy, which will give us far greater clarity over what's going on. It also raises huge dangers in terms of the balance of power between states and citizens. In my opinion, we're going to need a digital constitution of human rights if we're going to have digital money. But also, this new money will be sovereign in nature. Most people think that digital money is crypto and private, but what I see are superpowers introducing digital currency. The Chinese were the first. The US is on the brink, I think, of moving in the same direction. The Europeans have committed to that as well. And the question is, will that new system of digital money and digital accounting accommodate the competing needs?
Now, at the World Forum, you just heard Dr. Pippa just tell you straight up that it's not going to be crypto and it's not going to be nothing private that's going to be of any value. That is going to be superpowers that introduce this digital currency. So for everybody who wants to be a financial genius or whatever they call themselves, telling you what to invest your money in, listen, that's not even going to be the issue. That's a distraction. That's to give people a false sense of security. There's a lot of people that's going to be lined up because they got a false sense of security because they got blockchains and cryptocurrency and they got all these things, when in all actuality, the superpowers are rolling out something that's sovereign. They're rolling out something that that they're trying to require everybody to have. They don't have nothing to do with the financial shift. You understand? Meaning your little blockchains and cryptocurrency and all that ain't gonna mean a damn thing when it ain't no food. When the grocery stores ain't carrying no food. When you got a system in place, if you don't have this mark or you don't have the code of the beast, if you ain't got the 666 implanted, then you ain't gonna be able to do nothing anyway. So none of that stuff is going to matter. That's a false sense of security, bro. That ain't the way the Most High God told us to prepare. And I ain't claiming to be a financial advisor. I'm claiming to be a person who believes in this book. And from all accounts, that ain't how we supposed to prepare for what's coming. He gives us real, legit direction. And we're going to talk about that when I bring my guest on, because we don't just talk about problems over here. We bring solution. I'm going to talk about that when I bring the guest on, and he's going to bring more insight to what we're doing and what we're building. All right.
Of the citizens of all these locations so that every human being has a chance to have a better life, because that's the only measure of whether a world order really serves.
So every human being is going to have a chance to take the mark of the beast. It ain't going, every human being is going to have a chance to take the mark of the beast. Everybody's going to be presented with that opportunity. So don't get it twisted. Regardless of what you do right now, as far as your investments, all the money is going to change. It's all going to fall. It is what it is. It is going to happen eventually. I'm not saying when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. And when it does happen, your choice is this. Either you're going to choose good or evil. You're going to choose to follow the Most High, rely on Him for your daily bread, or you're going to choose the beast system. That really is what it's going to boil down to. And so people can do all the talking they want. People can do all the hooping and hollering and all the shaloms they want. They can pray and pray and pray. But if you're not preparing and if you're not willing to choose sides and do what's necessary, you already know what side you on. You got to make the choice. Real talk. And it just so happens that we've been working some things out. I'm going to present something to you all from New Breed Greenlight News in conjunction with Hebrew Planet. If you're not subscribed to New Breed Greenlight News, make it your business to go over there and subscribe, because over there, not only are we bringing you reputable news sources that are very important, but we're also showing you the progress and strides that are being made within the UNI, the UNY, and we're showing you what we got going on and how your investments in the love notes are coming into place, how everything is working itself out and what we're prepared to do to help secure brothers and sisters during all of this, right? All right, so allow me to, let's see here, let me get this. Allow me to share my screen with you all. Black community development, we love to see it. We got 100 acres in NC, right? 100 acres of land, all right? Now, let's get to it.
This is your junk. Yeah. I'm like,
not hard.
I'm excited to come on board with you. Part of the Unified Farms, because when I was growing up in Washington City, it was always my dream to live in a section of DC called Georgetown.
Yeah, she grew up in Washington, D.C. I as well. I know what she's talking about. Everybody wanted to live out Georgetown. Everybody wanted to get out of the city. Like, it was our dream. Like, listen, let's live up in the hills. And, you know, it's amazing how you can live in a city, right? And there can be a country rural area right near you, but it can be so many obstacles and so many things that's designed to keep you from moving from one place, one environment that's full of chaos, full of dissension, full of drama, on to the next environment that's only like, 50, 60 miles away. You understand? So it's not always the Most High is telling us to make a dramatic change and move across the country. Sometimes it's a gradual shift and just getting yourself somewhere that's more peaceful for you, right? But we got the 100 acres up in North Carolina. Let me see. Let's block this person right here. Let's get this person out of here. Invest 8200. Yeah, let's get them out of there. Let's block this individual. An error occurred, and then it keeps sharing it. You see the type of spam I get? It literally said an error occurred. Hopefully y'all got that individual out here. Anyway, it's amazing how you can go from one place to the next and it's just a better environment. We've been warned against these cities many times. Ezekiel 20:35 says, "And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people, and there will I plead with you face to face." See, not only is their land being purchased and land readily available in North Carolina, but we talking about is land all over the country and overseas. There's land over here in Atlanta, which I will allow Brother Yawatazat to explain more of what we got going on when he comes in. Hold on, man. What is going on here? Let's get these people out of here. Why is error signs coming up with all these trolls? You see, they don't like, this is what they do. Let's see. Ministries. If I got moderators on deck, y'all make sure you're getting these people out. Yeah, they sending agents, but it is what it is. That's how you know there's something is right going on. Tanya T, thank you for the $10 contribution. Highly appreciate it. Yeah, they sending bots and weirdos all through the chat. So if I have moderators, I don't see any moderators in here. But don't allow them to distract y'all, because this is powerful work being done right now. Matter of fact, let's go back.
Black excellence, baby. You gonna let them see. Legacy. Black excellence, baby, let them see. I'm like this.
This is what this is. They're junk, I call it. Yeah. I'm like,
not hard.
I decided to come on board with you and be a part of your team, Unified Farms, is because when I was growing up in Washington, D.C., it was always my dream to live in a section of D.C. called Georgetown.
Really?
And so I was like, oh, when I grow up, I'm going to live in Georgetown. I'm going to own property in Georgetown. And da, da, da,
Oh,
da, da.
snap.
So when you sent me the thing, I was like, oh,
Georgetown!
shit! It was a
love it.
no-brainer. So
Oh,
thank you.
girl, no, thank you. Yeah, we gonna have some fun. We walk in the land. We get things prepared. And listen, 86 acres. With these
86
legs, baby, ain't no joke. We
Yes.
about to get it in. Y'all
Yes.
minute.
Thank you.
Yeah. What? Oh my God.
Just to stay in place. Legacy, 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 legacy. Black excellence. You gonna let them see.
All right, listen, y'all. This is what we have here at Unified Farms. We're not playing any games. We some people that are on our job, okay? We are.
Mm-hmm. So, and like I said, it's land available in various places, man. And this is what we're preparing for. We're preparing for like-minded people to come forth. Lachia Coleman, thanks for the $50 contribution. Highly appreciate it. Says, since coming into the truth, my prayer is in community living. I am down. See, that is all. That is a blessing. That is a blessing because we're gonna need people who are like-minded, who are ready to do what is necessary. I already know. I could tell you now that I ain't gonna give too much of my information, but hey, 2024, I'm officially gonna be living on one of these lands. That's for sure. Have a home built, get some gardens started, all of that. That's the goal. That's the goal, to be your own. Listen, you should be your own president, your own governor, your own mayor on your respective land. And that's just what it's supposed to be. That's how our people always been. That's what we're supposed to be doing. You understand? Because they can't just come up on your land and force nothing. And that's what we need to be. That's what we need to be doing, becoming sovereign, right? So people, like what I'm doing right now is I'm making a call for people who are like-minded, who really understand what's going on in the world, and you ready to really be set apart, not just talk. This ain't just talking. We looking for serious-minded people who really about the mission and trying to get this thing going in the right direction. All right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and invite my guest on because he can share a lot more insight with you, brothers and sisters, and what the mission is, right? Brother Yawatazai, I don't know if you're watching right now, but I'm emailing you the link right now. Let's see. All right. Cool. Demetra, thank you for the $50 contribution, brother. I highly appreciate it. Says, I work in construction, been hands-on all my life. I want to be doing the work for the Lord. Hey, Demetra, if you know what to do, reach out to, this is what we'll do. I'll give you the information. The Watcher's Eye is going to tell you all where to reach out, what you should do. First of all, you want to get yourself a love note. There is an online chat that we have on newbreed.love. You can definitely reach out there, all right? Because we always have people watching. That's one place you can reach out, but I allow your Watcher's Eye to give you more information on if you want to be involved and actually dealing with your people, securing your future, really, and being amongst the like-minded. Beautiful Tajara, thank you for the $20 contribution. It is highly appreciated. Thank you for the support. And we'll be waiting on the guests while I read some of these comments, but the time is now. Somebody said, do not let the camps in, bro. Those false Israelites without the spirit would mess it all up. They are modern Pharisees. What are you talking about? Christian Israel. What makes you think that I'm dealing with a camp? Let's make this clear. The United Nation of Israel is not a camp. All right? Not a camp whatsoever. We are just like-minded people coming together on a mission. We are a nation. Let's make that clear. Don't deal with camps. Nowhere near dealing with camps. And I'm going to be bringing my brother Elder Yawatazar in the building. Let's go. Okay, hold on. Let's see if we can get this on a shalom, brother. Hold on. Your sound is out, fam. Yeah, let me turn off. Let me make sure it's not on my end. Let's take this background music off and see if that makes a difference. Yeah, we don't have no sound coming from you, bro. Wait one moment, bro. I'm gonna see if I can unmute you. No, it doesn't say you're muted. Hold on. Can everybody still hear me clearly? One moment, bro. We don't have sound. We don't have no sound. Can everybody still hear me clearly? He's gonna come in and come out. Give me a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Okay, cool. All right, we're gonna try to bring the brother back in. Cool. See, now this is a time where we get to establish who just in it to hear sensationalism. You in it for the entertainment, or do you take this serious? What's going on in the world? Now we get this. Now we get to see who is who, right? I love it. All right. Okay, so you can still hear me. The brother's coming. He left out. He's gonna try to come back in. I'm gonna make sure everything is good in my settings. Everything should be good to go. Camo Photime says, man, I love these type of talks. Exactly. It's time to build. Somebody said, we are all scattered. Won't God make a way? Angela Tribe of Benjamin, absolutely. He is making a way. He's making a way. Yeah, the time is now. But the question is, are we going to be obedient when the way is presented? And everybody, please smash the like button on the video. Smash the like button. Get the likes up. All right. He's working on coming in. He switched up devices. But in the meantime, in between time, hey, man, the scriptures tell us what to be prepared for. See, this whole beast system, what we got to realize is this whole beast system is the controllers, the manipulators, government. That's the beast system. I know everybody, the Christian church got everybody looking for some antichrist to rise up when the beast is already there. Matter of fact, when it talks about healing this wound, it's talking about Rome coming out of perdition. When you actually read the precepts in the scriptures, it's talking about the Babylonian structure, Rome, ancient Babylon, coming out of perdition and ruling once again and enslaving us once again. You understand? The Antichrist is Rome, straight up. Now, let's bring Elder Yawatazar back in. Shalom, family.
Shalom, New Breed.
Yes, sir. I wish I had my audience cheer on here. I don't have it right now, but you back in and you loud and clear, fam. It's an honor.
I appreciate it. I had to switch machines real quick, man. But it's good to be on here, New Breed. Thank you for bringing up this fantastic discussion. It's a very timely discussion that we need, especially for people that if everything just shuts down, we don't have nothing. You know, it's like all the stuff that we done built, we done, amassed, riches, and we have all these things. What happens when all that stuff just go away? It's amazing to realize that we have not worked hard enough to build our own stuff. And it's so thank you for bringing this conversation up. You know, and all praises to the Most High. You know, the Most High is clearly he is pushing this message because so many brothers are speaking this very message. So
absolutely, brother. And it's just an honor to be locked in and plugged in with like-minded people who all have the same goal at mind, to make sure that we are pretty much preserved through these tumultuous times, because this is what we were commanded to do. Now, I want to ask some questions. This is pretty much an interview. I'm going to let you speak freely. I'm going to ask, and if there's questions that people want to know in the chat, feel free to ask, and we can propose these questions to the brother. First of all, a lot of our people have been, I would say, hurt by camps. What is UNY? Because I gave a brief, I guess I gave a brief rebuke just now, but what is the mission statement of the UNY, and what is this about? What are we building here?
Right. So UNY is exactly what you hear in the name. The name is the United Nation of Israel. We are not a church. You know, we are not a camp. We are not a group. We're not an organization. We are a nation. We are exactly what was lost when we were brought over here on slave ships, when our nation was destroyed back in our land. Okay. And so within the nation, yes, you can have a camp. Yeah, you can have a church. Yeah, you can have organizations. Yeah, you can have all of these different components that a nation has. And see, that's what that is something that many of the elders have worked really hard to make sure that our people understand this, because for us as a people, we are captives within the nation. Yeah, you have certain liberties and what you perceive as freedoms, right? But if you want to establish yourself as an actual nation, you need all of the components that every other nation has. And we don't have that. And so the United Nation of Israel has set up different offices so that those things can be addressed, and we can actually steward the things that we as a nation are supposed to be stewarding. So it's the United Nation of Israel. So this encompasses all the camps. This encompasses all the children of Israel. And, you know, we are willing and open to work with any and all people that want to reestablish ourselves as a nation and really start, you know, doing the really simple things first. The really simple things first. And so I want to allow you to ask more questions before.
And I also, man, with the land that's available.
Yes.
People see the work being done. How is the land? What is the goal? What are we doing with the land? Do we want, is it a safe haven for people? Is it somewhere where we can really establish community, things of that nature? I kind of want you to just kind of talk about the land, why we're presenting it to the people, and you know, pretty much why are we bringing it to the people?
Yeah. So I want to first and foremost give a big shout out to our father. He is amazing. Okay, I'm telling you, you know, he shows himself to be real time and time again. We just have to pay attention. And sometimes your spirit is pricked to do certain things, and you don't know why you're doing it. You don't know why you start speaking certain things. You just know that the Almighty is pushing you to do a certain thing. And so this particular prick that I'm talking about is the spirit that many people, not just myself and other members in the United Nation of Israel, have been pricked, but many people across the United States, are children of the transatlantic slave trade, have identified this very simple thing, that we should have land in multiple places. Okay. And that land needs to be dedicated towards building up and serving the children of Israel in any capacity that we can, whether it be food, whether it be communities, education, supermarkets, stores, banks, economy, just anything that is going to take to be able to, for us to be self-sustainable. That's what the community in North Carolina is dedicated for. And so, as to not get into a place of talking about, hey, the whole thing is going to collapse. See, because when you tell people, hey, the whole thing is going to collapse, they just like, oh man, we're scared. No, don't be scared. There's nothing to be afraid of, because if you are right with the Almighty, he's going to safeguard you. He's going to protect you. Okay. But you have to remember that your Father has sent you here and brought you here to do a job. Your job is not to sit there and build up your oppressor's infrastructure. It is for you to come together as a nation and build in love, build community, and build with each other. That is what our Father wants us to do. So that's what that 100 acres of land is dedicated for that specific purpose. If you could see the soil, I go out there and I've recently recorded videos. The soil is so the nutrient rich. You pick it up, you can just smell the nutrients within that soil. All it's going to take is just a few families to come there and start planting. And we can have enough food growing on that land to help out so many brothers and sisters that come forward and say, hey, I fell on hard times. I need help with food. Guess what? When you have these different gardens, and what we're actually working on right now is putting a greenhouse on that land, something big enough so that when we grow this food, we can actually can it, dry those things out and have those things prepared and ready for a time in which we all know can come. That's just basic human being understanding. You got to store your food up. And we learned this from Joseph, right? When we look at the Bible, the Almighty, guess what? He knew from the beginning what Joseph's purpose was. Joseph's purpose, when he was just a boy, his brothers hated him. And they did a lot of mean things to him, and very violent things to him, including selling their brother into slavery. Okay? Joseph's attitude was not, you know what? I'm not going to do nothing here. Forget Egypt. No, I'm not doing nothing here. No, he worked. He worked, and the Almighty blessed his hands. And the blessings that the Almighty gave him, right? He used those blessings to save all of Israel. Okay, and he stored up enough food that when the famine did come, that was foretold by Joseph through the power of the Almighty. When that famine did come, it was enough food for not only Egypt, but all the 12 tribes of Israel. And so this is our job. This is what a Hebrew planet is about. We are them brews. We here to save this planet. If we don't step up to do it, as you can see, it ain't never going to get done. Look around.
Exactly.
So that's what 100 acres in North Carolina is about. That's what 50 acres in Georgia is about. That's what 70 acres in Pennsylvania is about. That's what the 13 acres in New Mexico is about. That's what this is about. That's what the land in Africa that's being given under the United Nations of Israel. That's what that's about. Is people recognizing that it's time for the children of Israel to step up and start taking care of ourselves. We don't need to depend on anybody for water and food and housing. We could do that for ourselves.
Exactly. And even the scriptures tell us, it tells us to be like the ant. The ant is not told to prepare for its due season. It's like the writings are written all over the wall. Something's coming. You got to prepare for it. It almost seemed like in slavery, we were more free than we are now. And I say that because at least then we were agricultural. We knew how to till soil. We were in the fields. We knew the ins and outs until they gave us grocery stores, right? They gave us the grocery stores. And now look, At any given time, they can cut the trucks from the grocery store, and that is finito. That's it. So it's time to take things into our own hands. We know it's coming. Now we got to start to put our hands to the plow and make this a reality. It's already here. It's going to happen regardless, but the like-minded got to gravitate. So I think you answered somebody else's question in the chat. They asked something to the degree of, is there someone else involved, like some type of overseer? They use the word white man, but I think you answered that. But I want you to kind of reiterate on it.
Yeah,
is this our people being tired and standing up, or is this some organization over us, overseeing us? Some I don't know who they think we work for, but I'll let you answer that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be 100% clear. We work for the Almighty of Yisrael. That's it. We do not see that this is a time right now to look to borrow from our oppressors. That we are past that time now. We see what the results of that is. We as a nation, and I'm talking to everyone here, as a nation, we have to recognize that the land in which we are at, they are in full control here. And there is nothing that some group can do about that. Okay, now New Breeders went in on this many times. You don't want to, do y'all understand the kind of weapons that they got? Right? Mm-hmm. They can just shut whatever down. I mean, they could just turn your electricity off. Mm-hmm. You know, they can shut your water off. You know, they have done many things, but you know what? We're not worried about that, because we are the people that are supposed to follow a pillar of fire by day and a cloud of smoke. Mm-hmm. Right? We following the Almighty. That's our protection. So if we just trust in Him, then all of these things that you know we want to turn to somebody else out of fear and say, hey, can you help us? No, we're turning to ourselves and saying, can we help ourselves? And the answer is yes, we have all of the necessary components to do it. As a matter of fact, we have a chat and a group of men that have come together. We call it the Lion's Den, but it's actually called the Congregation of the Mighty, based on Psalms 82. And this Congregation of the Mighty, the Almighty asks in Psalms 82, who is going to stand for righteousness? How long are you going to have bad judgment? When are you going to start taking care of your own is basically what the Almighty is asking. And that's what these brothers have come together to do. And we meet every Thursday to talk about our plans and which we are going to do. So no, there is nobody else involved except for ourselves, and we just trying to figure it out. And and just trust the Almighty, because He is going to show us what we need to do.
Absolutely. And thank you for clarifying that, because a lot of times people be thinking, oh, this must be too good to be true, and who are these guys? And let's make this clear. Listen, we're fed up. We've been watching, we've been observing what's going on, and we're not just trying to be here like sitting ducks while the world spins out into chaos. Someone also in the chat asks, how could we get involved? So I want you to let them know how they can get involved.
Yes. So number one, and I'm going to go down a list here. Okay. Number one, you have to continue on supporting people that are spreading this type of message, like New Breed. Okay. I mean, and even beyond that, you really have to support and understand your Father, which is in heaven. Okay. He has outlined for us exactly what it is that He wants us to do. So once you get fully tapped into that, and you get you're gonna gravitate towards brothers and sisters that are spreading this type of message of us building together. So New Breed is one of those individuals that have been spreading this message. And as you hear, he's talking about the United Nation of Yisrael. You can go to YahWillGather.us, and you can see all of the programs there that we have for the nation of Israel. Okay. Now on YahWillGather.us, if you would put /brotherhood, or you would just go to the community section of that site, you will see that there's a page dedicated towards community building. Okay. And it's all of our brothers that are willing to step up in any way that they can. We're not just here and saying, hey, just give money. No, we're actually asking people, brothers, hey, can you come to the land and put your feet on the land and start working with this soil? Okay, can we draw up some plans? You know, can we so we're looking for people that have talent. We're looking for people that have resources that they can share and making sure that this community can be built. We've had this land now for about a year now, and we've had a number of people come to the land, and they have a lot of great ideas, but there's very little action. But that's okay, because the Almighty is going to bring individuals together that are going to be serious about it, and they're not going to just be talking. So if you really truly want to help, of course, continue on tapping in with our brother New Breed, but also check out that page and check out what we're doing. We share the content about the land on New Breed Green Light.
Yeah, New Breed Green Light News, and make sure everybody goes over there and subscribe, because you're getting real-time updates on the strides that are being made within the community, and also you're getting news that's not just your run-of-the-mill TMZ garbage. You're getting some insight and greater understanding on what's taking place. So yeah, and also support at newbreed.love as well, because once you get plugged into that network, at the very least, we know who is who and what's going on. So
yeah,
that's
excellent point. And I just wanted to also share that when you are supporting New Breed, just like with the love notes, that is our currency. And if you really truly understand currency, New Breed, I'm sure, has talked about cryptocurrencies and things like that. We don't need that, okay? Because if you think about this, I really want everyone to think about this. Italy, what is the one commodity that they have that you could think of that is the backbone of their economy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so many people, and I know I'm going to see a few people say it in the chat, what Italy is known for, a commodity that Italy is known for. Okay, and so I'm going to go down a list of some things that was the backbone of their economy, that is their cryptocurrency. Mm-hmm. We have olive oil.
Yep.
We have wine, right? And you also have Italian leather. So these particular things, I saw someone say pasta. That's actually, but it somebody said pizza. Okay, so
linguine. I see y'all.
but actually, you can, with cryptocurrency, right? That's is based on computer algorithms, right? If they shut the computers down, guess what? Everybody loses their money. But guess what? Italy never going to lose. They're never going to lose them olives to make olive oil. They're never going to lose those orchards and the grapes to make wine. Okay, so their value is based off of hard commodities. We as Israel need hard commodities, and I just want to share this really quick, New Breed. That on the land, not only are we just going to be growing food, but we also have beekeepers. I'm a beekeeper. My family they are beekeepers as well. You can find us on HebrewCare.com, and you will see that the bees, they do all the work. They just each beehive brings back enough honey in the year to give you about 35 jars of honey, 16-ounce jars of honey. Just imagine what Israel can do if we were able to produce so much honey that people all around the world want to get our honey.
Exactly. Wow. See? Hey, that's a commodity right there. That's something that's something that makes itself environmental. Using the environment and what's going on, that's how you do it.
That's just what our current, when you support New Breed and you're getting those love notes, that's actually what you're supporting. We're putting those resources into the commodity so that we actually have real value. Right now, if the whole entire financial system collapsed, what value do we have? What can we say that we have as a people that is valuable to someone else that they want to actually do trade with you?
Mm-hmm.
What are we going to do? Rap for them, dance for them? You know, what are we going to play basketball with them? That stuff don't really have a value. We need hard commodities that could be able to say, this is our bargaining chip to trade. And so, you know, I definitely continue on supporting that and supporting anybody that is sharing that message. We have even our sisters that they are constantly creating commodities. They just did a live on how to create, you know, like face scrubs, and you know, they you know, some of the sisters are making soaps and lotions and all these different types of commodities that people use on a day-to-day basis. And that live was done on Almighty's House of Abria, the AHOI, with our sisters at AHOI. And so we, you know, one of, you know, shameless plug, one of those people are my wife and our good friend Shatea. But you know, they are working really hard to make sure that our sisters are able to create great commodities.
Absolutely. And man, that is such powerful work that's being done. Are there any questions that anybody have in the chat? Any questions? Because if it is, make sure you ask them now. We like to leave no stone unturned. You know how to get involved. You know that there's land in various places. Are we working out something in GA? Just
yes, there is some land in Georgia that we have acquired, and we just working out the paperwork. And actually, one of the elders have donated that to the children of Israel. And so, you know, it's just land popping up everywhere. I'm gonna just put it to you like this: if someone just gave us 100,000 acres, what are we gonna do with it?
Exactly.
What we gonna do?
Exactly. We're gonna make sure the people are, you know, secured. Let's see. Let me see if there's any questions. Somebody said you answered a lot of the questions. That's what's up. Somebody said, what about Texas? Somebody said, are counseling service considered a commodity? I'll answer that. We're trying to build a nation. So everybody who has talent, skill, you know, feel free to reach out, because we need, as a nation, that's what it is. We want everybody who's talented in every field of work, right? So wrap your mind around us being a nation. And if you care to elaborate on a difference between us building as a nation and what these camps are doing, if you care to elaborate on that, feel free, brother. So, because it's like, I think people get into this mindset, not saying that from the person who may ask that question, but I want to make sure people are completely clear what we're doing here.
Yeah. So I want to address something that I know most of the people have felt, especially from, you know, if you grew up in a community like where I came up from in Philadelphia, in Philly. So all my people in Philly, 215, shalom to you, right? But you would know that in these type of communities, there's a church on every other corner in our community, right? But what do you see of the community surrounding that church? It is destroyed. So this is telling you that the churches have done nothing for our community. Okay, they are collecting huge amounts of money, not just from the people that are giving tithes, but they're 501c3, so they're getting charitable donations sent to them. This is how they're staying in business, and they're just racking up money, and none of those resources go into the community. So fast forward to today's time. You look online, there's a church on every corner online too. And do you see any communities being built? Do you see anything that's about nation building actually happening within the churches online? And they on every corner. And guess what is on every corner? When you see a church, you also see the liquor store too on every other corner as well. And that's what's happening online. People are just getting drunk on a bunch of words, you know, a bunch of information. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with getting information. There's nothing wrong with having a scriptural understanding. But don't you think that our Father wants you to put that into action? That our Bible, our book, is a manual, in order for us to actually build a nation. So that's our mentality. We're not here to keep building more and more churches. There's enough of those. The brothers are doing a great job. We are here to establish our nation. So as a part of a nation, shouldn't a nation have a flag? The scriptures tells us to raise our banner up. And yes, we do. We have a flag. You can go to YahWillGather.us and you will see our flags for every tribe. Okay, so we are a nation. We're not dealing with church and stuff like that, but don't get it twisted. Our brothers know them scriptures. Okay,
Right.
we will share scriptures back to back with brothers, but it's not about that. It's really about establishing ourselves as a people and making sure that we have the necessary tools needed to be able to fend for ourselves. If everybody on the planet disappear and it's just us left here, what do we have? What are we going to do?
Absolutely. I think you really answered that question. This brother is a powerful brother, Elder Yawatazar, man, this family right here. And man, we got to salute the hard work. And if you want to get involved, listen, don't just talk about it. Don't be like, oh, that's so cool what y'all got going on, man. Y'all building. No. You part of the nation. You're not over here to just, come over here, get entertained through videos. No, listen, when I'm blowing the trumpet, when I'm making these videos and I'm talking about, all hell breaking loose and digital currency and the mark of the beast and they making police dogs. And I'm not saying this just so you can get entertained. I'm saying, listen, we got to figure out a way to pretty much live on our own merit around like-minded people, be able to provide our own resources and do what it is we need to do as people and stay away from all the chaos that's coming, because what it seems like is the Most High God is just going to secure his people for a time period and let this whole wave work itself out. Let whatever happen is going to happen. And then, just pretty much like I relate it to Passover. When Passover took place, we just shut up our doors. We were secure. We was in a safe haven while the world was going through what they were going through. Now, the only thing we got to do now is just make the moves to make sure that that's how it pans out. Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. And if I can, I would like to elaborate on that. I'm sorry I've taken.
Sure, man. Do your thing. We got time.
But just like what you said, when during Passover, the Almighty sent that spirit through to take out the firstborn, and he had us gather our things together and walk into the wilderness, right? And when we walked in that wilderness, one of the things that was the issue with the Israelites is that they were so worried about going back to the comforts of Egypt. Many of them weren't interested in being able to build for themselves. They were like, well, what about the fish? What about the onions? What about the leeks that we had back in Egypt? They were crying to go back to Egypt.
Exactly.
And this is the mentality that has to change, because as of right now, if our Father, he said he is going to do this again. He's going to deliver us out from Egypt, which is our bondage right now. And he's going to have you go ahead and focus on yourself and start from where you are. You don't need to start from where all of these other nations are. Start from where you're at and build up and trust the Almighty. I'm telling you, if we would have did this a long time ago, you talking about Wakanda, we would have had something way beyond Wakanda by now. You know what I'm saying, family? So
exactly. Yep.
Let's do this.
That's absolutely, man. All praises to the Most High, man. It's been an honor to have you on.
All praises to the Father.
It's a meeting tonight, right, brother?
Yes, our meeting is tonight at 6 p.m. Okay. You can go to YahWillGather.us/brotherhood if you want to check in. And this is strictly for the brothers. And if for any sisters, I know the sisters are huge supporters. Really, if the sisters ain't supporting, it ain't popping sometimes. So, but the sisters can go to AHOI, the Almighty's House of Ibria, and check the sisters out, because the sisters come together too to talk about nation building as well. So, yeah, absolutely, you can check that link out. The link for the Zoom chat is right on that page. And you're welcome to come in and listen in tonight. Our Elder Shemaiah is about to bring out some heavy information that pertains to what is actually owed to the children of Israel, and how we can leverage that to do some certain things. But you know, you're going to want to tune in if you want to check that out. But New Breed, thank you so much for having me on, brother, and thank all of you for being such huge supporters of this sort of message. New Breed, Global Truth. Man, family, y'all are amazing. I'm telling you, y'all don't even know how many elders. I'm talking about people that's 70 plus. They are watching and they just so proud of all of you and what you are standing for. So continue on standing for this. Continue on bringing forth that light and reflecting the light of the Almighty. He's the one true light. You just got to be a reflection of that, and that's what's going to bring this Hebrew Planet about. So thank you all, family.
Absolutely. Thank you, brother. Until next time, feel free to come on anytime. I know the people going to be requesting you, brother. Anytime we making updates.
Hey, shalom, family.
Shalom and peace.
Peace.
Thank you, brother. Yes, indeed, y'all. So it's time, yo. It's time. If y'all have the link for the sisters, put it back up. If y'all got the link for the sisters, I see somebody asked about that link. Feel free to share that in the chat so I can share it on the screen. But yeah, man, it's powerful works being done. Right now, we're dividing the wheat from the tare. Who's serious about this work? Who's serious about, making moves? Like I said before, man, by 2024, I'm ready to have me some land. I'm ready to live on that land. I'm ready to have a home built, all that, man. I'm not going to say what location right now because it's going to be everywhere. But that's what it's all about, man. We got to prepare for what's to come. It's not just talk over here. It's time. It's time to prepare. And this is how we're preparing. This is how we're preparing for the times that come. Yeah, we're going to have fellowship everywhere, man. So feel free to reach out. Somebody said this seems to be U.S. based. I don't think you was paying attention, bro. This is global. We already have land in Africa as well as New Mexico. So Maximilian, I don't think you was paying attention. Like we said, it's going to be everywhere. You never know. It may pop up. Some land may pop up somewhere near you. And if not, be willing to move. So anyway, we're doing a call for everybody who wants to offer some help, right? But it's been a blessing to have y'all in. Thank y'all so much for catching the show. I want everybody to have a blessed evening. Thank y'all so much. If y'all want exclusive content, get it on patreon.com/newbreed. Get yourself a love note, newbreed.love. It goes towards supporting what we're building here. Keep supporting your own people. Keep supporting your interests. There's no better chat on YouTube. There's no better community on YouTube than this one here. That's just how I'm going to put it out, just like that. Because of what you brothers and sisters have made possible. And I want y'all to follow Hebrew Planet on every platform. Follow Hebrew Planet. Anyway, all praises to the Most High. Thank y'all so much. I want y'all to have a blessed one. With that being said, shalom and peace.